So Jeremy hires Lowen to complete a remaining book in like her series, and once Lowen, ends up accepting the job and going to the home, all of these shocking events start happening. I don't know why she agreed to go to the house, but there's some things that she was not told, and she discovers when she gets there. Super thriller, super suspenseful. I know it sort of sounds boring, because at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but trust that this is like very suspenseful. It's one of those books that you're literally sitting at the end of your seat trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm not gonna lie, it actually scared me a little bit at some points. I felt like I was reading a thriller. I got goosebumps. So it says here, isn't just a novel, it's a confession. A confession to a grisly crime, a murder, and suddenly the game is in motion. Feeling isolated and confused, Harriet must work out this part of a plan to test her loyalty, or something far darker. What is it that Robert sees in her? Why give her the power to destroy everything? This might be a game to the whole Back family, but losing could still prove deadly. Ready or not, here they come. So this was really good, guys. Super suspenseful. Very on a thread. What's gonna happen next? Suspense, mystery. I literally felt like I was sitting there trying to solve what was going on. Super engaging. I have to give it definitely like a 4.5. It was really, really good. If you're looking for a psychological thriller, suspense with like a little bit of a love story, I would totally recommend. I did not expect the outcome at all. And I love books that I can't figure out what's gonna happen. Those are the best. Okay, guys, this next book is called The Dare. And it was recommended on this book YouTube channel. And I have to say, I wish I didn't even use my credit towards this book because, first of all, it's a super fast book. It was 3 hours and 54 minutes, but that's fine, right? However, I just felt like the storyline was so freaking weird and just like, I don't know, like a little outlandish. I can't really put my finger on it. I would give this a 2, or even a 1.5, to be honest. But it depends if you like these short story books. This says it's literature and fiction, romantic. I don't find it to be romantic at all. I don't know. I guess to each his own. If you're interested, I'm going to read you the summary and you could make your own, form your own opinion on this book. Jessica Martin is not a nice girl. As prom queen and captain of the cheer squad, she'd rule her school mercilessly, looking down her nose at everyone she deemed unworthy. The most unworthy of them all, the freak, Manson Reed, her favorite victim. But a lot changes after high school. A freak like him never should have ended up at the same Halloween party as her. He never should have been able to beat her at a game of drink or dare. He should have never been able to humiliate her in front of everyone. Losing the game means taking the dare. A dare to serve Manson for the entire night as his slave. It's a dare that Jessica's pride and curiosity won't allow her to refuse. What ensues is a dark game of pleasure and pain, fear and desire. It is only a game, only revenge, only a dare, or is it something more? So it says here that, the book is not meant to be realistic deceptions of BDSM or safe kink play. This is strictly a work of fiction. I don't know, guys, like, this one was just weird. Like, it was just weird. Maybe it would have been cute as, like, a Halloween book to read during the Halloween season, because it takes place at a Halloween party, but that doesn't even, like, nothing really goes hand in hand. It's just a weird one, guys. I don't know. Not one to be like psychological thriller of a woman's act of violence against her husband, and the therapist obsessed with uncovering her motive. Alicia's life is seemingly perfect. A famous painter married to an in-demand fashion photographer. She lives in a grand house with big windows overlooking a park in one of London's most desirable areas. One evening, her husband Gabriel returns home late from a fashion shoot, and Alicia shoots him five times in the face and then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into something far grander, a mystery that captivates the public imagination and casts Alicia into notoriety. The place of her art skyrockets, and she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids and spotlight at the Grove, a secure forensic unit in North London. Theo Fabner is a criminal psychotherapist who has waited a long time for the opportunity to work with Alicia. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband takes him down a twisting path into his own motivations, a search for the truth that threatens to consume him. Let me tell you, this was awesome. Just rereading the synopsis of it, it was really, really good. I think I finished this in like a week. It's an 8-hour and 33-minute listen, but it's totally worth it. If you like psychological thrillers, give The Silent Patient a shot. I don't think you can go wrong, to be honest. Okay, guys, the next book I have is from Frida McFadden, and I have to say I really enjoy her writing. She did The Housemaid's Tale, I believe it's called. The Housemaid's Secret, The Housemaid's Tale, I forgot the name, but she did, that, and I read a few of her other ones. This is really good. This is called Never Lie, Never Lie. I would rate this book 4.5 for sure. Medical and forensic suspense, exciting and scary, are like what it's under. So the summary starts: Trisha and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams, but when they visit the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist who vanished without a trace 4 years earlier, a violent winter storm traps them at the estate with no chance of escape until the blizzard comes to an end. In search of a book to keep her entertained until the snow abates, Trisha happens upon a secret room, one that contains audio transcripts from every single patient Dr. Hale has ever interviewed. As Trisha listens to the cassette tapes, she learns about the terrifying chain of events leading up to Dr. Hale's mystery disappearance. Trisha plays the tapes one by one late into the night, with each one another shocking piece of the puzzle falls into place, and Dr. Adrian Hale's web of lies slowly unravels. And then Trisha reaches the final cassette, one that reveals the horrifying truth. Guys, this was another suspense, keep you on your toes. Listen, I really enjoyed it. It's 7 hours and 21 minutes.